I am so serious.
Stop crossing your hand. How many times I have told you?
I was doing that as a joke. This hasn't started yet.
This is not an interview. You're not interviewing me.
But I want the job. I want to be millionaire.
We want to be a yacht.
I want to be on the yacht. Okay.
All right. Welcome back to episode... I don't know what episode this is. We don't know. Anyway, welcome back to Adulting Piece by Piece, where we figure out life one chaotic puzzle at a time. My name is Lola. You know what? This shit happens. My name is Lily. By the way, Lola is dying. Go ahead.
They're just gonna hear screaming in the mics. And my name is Lola. If you're here with us for the first time, please pour yourself a glass of wine like we have and get ready for some chaos, because it's okay.
It's okay. Cheers. I sounded so confident.
You did sound so confident. Did I show off our beautiful Bordeaux? Okay, and I don't even know what is the brand of this puzzle. Gallison.
Is it a good one?
It looks cute. That looks super
Again, if I don't proceed much of this, you guys know why.
Your excuses because it's not the right kind of puzzle?
Yeah.
Excuses.
It's cute though. I like when they have animals in it.
Yeah, pretty sure that's probably why we got it in the first place. Yeah, there's dogs and there's cats and actually birds.
Ooh, there's a bird.
We're gonna get started. Lessons I wish I had learned the easier way. Like if I had learned them in school instead of having to learn them as an adult.
Then why did we have to learn it in a hard way?
Because no one taught us to in an easier, shorter, sooner timeline.
So life lesson. I guess, you know.
Life lessons.
Do you know what? One thing that I actually learned hard way.
Go.
You know, I don't want to do this. Okay. Anyway,
Lily has learned that she likes to say she builds puzzles, but actually she doesn't always love building puzzles.
Yes.
That's a lesson that she's had to learn in this process. Also, there's going to be a lot of scratching in the background because my dog is going wild.
A lesson I learned in a hard way was debit debt.
Credit debt. What is debit debt? That's a lesson I need to learn. What is debit debt? Credit debt.
Debit debt is like you have a cash and then you're spending it while you don't have money in there and it keeps getting declined. I just made that up. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, actually with credit cards, what I used to do when I was younger and like too scared of this is every time I spent money on my credit card, I would immediately transfer it from my debit.
Who taught you that though?
Probably just like having immigrant parents who were super like picky about spending money and careful.
I had immigrant parents too.
But my parents were very cautious with spending money. That's good. So I think that. And I only got a credit card in like, I guess undergrad, and I was so busy trying to like make sure I don't rack up school debt. So I used to do that. But then all it takes is like once or twice where you can't do it. And then you're like, it's okay.
It's not okay.
I know, but that's what you tell yourself.
All right, so I got credit card when I was right after high school actually. So I think like 17, 18, and I learned it in a hard way that it's not a free money. You actually do have to pay it back.
Sorry, so initially you thought like you'll just like borrow it and then like it's just yours. Just trying to understand the mindset.
Okay, let me just tell you how my thought process went. So I thought like, you know how you borrow money from government to go to school and you pay it later on?
Yeah.
I assume it is like that way.
Oh, okay. So you'd have like longer time.
I had a longer time.
Not like 30 days.
Not at like, yeah. And I think back in our time, it was just like earlier too. I think you just accumulated interest right away. I don't remember how was it. I think this is right now.
No, I think you have like isn't it 30? That's the ridiculous part that we still don't know. Tell me, give me a number and tell me how to calculate. I still don't know. I will just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, man.
Can you calculate my interest?
I swear. But yeah, that's why I say that I wish they taught you in a school. I don't know, maybe other school teaches that, but the school I went, it didn't. Like you could have taken business class, but you had to take the business class.
I took business class
Me too. Do you know what I learned at my business class?
What?
They sit down and then we watch a Shark Tank or the version a dragon something.
Dragons then.
And we had to like summarize it and see how that was a good business idea or not. I'm like, why didn't you not tell me how to do my taxes or what is a mortgage or how to pay rent or like you get a paycheck, $200, and then that $200, maybe you should save it, or maybe you should save 20% of it. Maybe put it in your bank account. Maybe you don't need to spend, I don't know, money on the stuff that you don't need. But they didn't. So out of high school,
with no one to tell you.
No one told me because my parents were immigrants too.
Yeah.
New immigrant. Like they didn't know concept of credit card as well either.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was like genuinely really hard for me. That was one lesson that I learned it in super, super hard way. Did you ever read the fine prints
for credit card? Oh my god.
Anything
like a cell phone statement? No, why would anyone ever do that? Actually, for some of the banks, when you're opening like investment accounts, they have this like automated one that they make you listen to agree.
Oh, I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah, and I think they do it like for your like tax-free type accounts.
Okay.
And then I think for some more like specialized accounts, like if you're gonna do options trading and stuff, they also have a more complicated version of that you have to listen to because like I guess the liability is really high and there's been one too many instances of people unliving themselves due to the debts that they've racked up.
Okay. Because but it wasn't like unlimited data. It wasn't your phone didn't have internet.
It's true.
It was always like flip flop.
Oh my gosh.
You're like so flip phone, not flip flop.
Flip flop is a sandal.
Let me live, okay? So I didn't read the text like that fine print. I had a limit of number of texts I could have sent. I couldn't send.
You were so stingy. You were like thinking about every single word you were gonna put in there.
Yeah, well, I wasn't a stingy. I was sending and I was getting a lot. Like one time.
Yeah, you live too freely. This is what the problem was.
Yeah, man. I remember we had this conversation maybe a couple episodes back. We expect out of young people too much friendship. Like you open up and we expect them to give us a good advice. It's going back to this. Like I'm 17, 18. No, if no one tells you, okay, this is how you save. This is how you have to like spend money. What did you buy? What was your plan? Like I didn't know what was my plan is. I just went and signed up for a plan. And,
some Arab dude convinced you.
Yeah. No, this is such a good one. You should take it.
Wallahi, bro.
Wallahi. And then you're like, yo, no wallahi. What is the wallahi you're talking about? It's not a good wallahi. Like
on another different topic, but on things I wish I'd learned that I didn't learn. Like how to identify your emotions. I think they now teach it in school.
I'm in my 30s and my therapy had to send me that emotional wheel. I didn't. Which school did you go that you got that in your school?
No, I didn't. I said now they do.
Oh, now
I didn't. I learned this, starting therapy like 3 years ago. I started off with, I think I cry too often. I want to cry. No, but listen. UBI, da-da-da-da. Her whole response back to me was like, it's fine. It's just like a way of you expressing yourself. It's not like I'm like so out of control that it prevents me from my life and whatever.
You're kidding.
I'm gonna. Did I remind you of Hosea? Anyway.
Oh yeah.
But it's like different people express things differently. Some people really like bottle things up. Some people like, I don't know, might raise their voice. Some people need to go for a run to escape their problems. It's like because it's like you shed a few tears and then you feel better and then you go on with your day. Like it doesn't negatively impact you. It's not like I'm being rude to people in the process of it. Like right, and it's like I also do it when I'm like happy.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
But through that process, this whole idea of like identifying your emotions properly, like how anger is a secondary emotion, it's not really a thing. There's actually a different emotion that you're feeling as a primary. No one teaches you these things.
No one teaches you that.
So then you have a bunch of adults that grow up not knowing how to handle themselves.
And then they expect us to raise kids.
Right?
You know,
who's mentally sane enough?
I just wanna tell you guys, if you guys have not subscribed, liked, or comment, you guys should not. Do you guys see how we like chain all the episodes together? We have issues, but
I don't have issues. Don't tie me into this.
Please. Question for you.
Go.
What's one adulting lesson you learned painfully late?
You can never change people.
That is
actually,
painful.
can I give a second one?
No. Yes,
What?
go ahead.
Sometimes the people you're attracted to, it's because they're familiar in all the wrong ways. Like if you grew up with something bad in your life, when you encounter that again, you will immediately be drawn to it.
Immediately no.
But you actually say immediately yes.
Yes. Oh wow.
Because it's familiar.
Yes. You get
That's a really rough lesson to learn.
that
I think everybody learns at some point. I don't know if everyone, well, hopefully everyone learns it at some point. I don't know if everyone necessarily has the words to describe it in that way, but
I think that's
hopefully
a hard lesson
everyone
to learn.
learns.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Oh, I don't know if I want to open it up on this.
Well, now you've already started.
Now I already started. Mine was you should put a boundary with your parents. Your parents are not your everything.
Ouch.
Because mine, I thought like, especially in our culture, like the parents.
You die for your parents.
Yeah, you die for your parents. They brought you to this world. You kind of owe them, you know? Like, it's out of respect, out of boundary, not a boundary, like out of like, oh, they did sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
So you're kind of bound, you owe them. And
like, they bring you to this world for you to take care of them.
Exactly. That's how, But back in the days, yes, that's how it used to be. And they wanted to have sons because it would help them with their businesses. But now, especially like looking at our parents, they're not that old. They're not from that generation, you know? Yeah. But they carry that, they give it to us.
That's true.
Yeah. So that was my hard lesson, that your parents are a human being and you cannot expect too much out of them, and you could say no to them. That was a hard
That's
lesson.
actually a very hard lesson.
That was a really hard lesson for me to learn. Did your parents ever warn you about something and you ignored it?
It's gonna be like a funny one, but it's like
it's okay, yeah.
Well, not funny. I mean, I guess it's quite dark, but it's just funny to say it out loud. But like this whole idea of like, this would be my mom, because my dad would never talk this way. But like, you know, that there's devils on earth. Ooh. Like they'll tell you this, right? There's people that will come into your life that will seem like a normal human, but they're really just a devil on earth. And I would be like, ha, like whatever. I thought I'm too smart for this, like to ever fall for
that trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And man, have I fallen for that trap.
Did it?
I married that trap. What do you mean?
Yeah, you married that trap, man. That's true.
Good times. Good times.
For me, because I feel like I was mostly the parents in my life.
So then in that sense, with your younger siblings, is there lessons you try to teach them?
Yes, I tried to teach it. Yes, I tried, but then I learned everyone have to go and experience it
on their own.
You just have to be,
because they don't take your word for it.
Yeah, you just have to be there for them. I love that sound. That's such a that's like a happy sound. Yeah.
What does that say about us?
Not an alcoholic.
Oh no.
Ooh, you know what? Yes. My grandma taught me about trust. My grandma was like, you cannot trust everybody. That doesn't matter. It could be me. It could be your grandpa. It could be your uncle. It could be your friend. You cannot trust everybody. Anyone. Yeah.
Oh, that's like, it. Didn't you tell me that you said this to your therapist about your partner? Yeah. And he was like, but there's got to be someone you trust. Yeah. Like you can't walk around in this world.
Yeah, I still don't. I still always leave 1%.
So you don't trust me?
99%. Because I learned that in a hard way. That's a hard lesson I learned in life, because I gave all.
But isn't that hard? Like just to constantly have this doubt? Like don't you just sometimes want to be like, because I wish I could say that I'm the same, but I'm so not. Like once I like someone or like when someone's my friend, I'm like all in.
All right, so let me just clarify it. So that's my grandma basically told me, is like you always have to leave 1%, because you can just
1% of doubt.
1% of doubt, because everyone is a human being. They could change, they could do something that it will hurt you, but if you're always ready, you will not fall hard on your face. You could,
but that could be just like unintentional. Like everyone's human, so they could unintentionally do things that hurt you or don't benefit you or whatever the case would be. But to me, this whole like don't trust anyone, it's almost as if like someone's gonna intentionally do it.
So I was like, what are you talking? Because I argued with my grandma. I was like, no, what are you talking about? This is not it. Why are we even living in this world? Blah blah blah, all of that. So I went and I thought like your parents can never hurt you. They brought you to this world. Like that, it's impossible. Like how can a parents hurt you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I got hurt, that was a big lesson I learned. So that was like a biggest doubt I took. But you know, I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it. But the thing is, like, I do trust my partner because you have to always have someone to definitely trust in your life. However, I'm not...
There's always a shadow of a doubt.
There's always shadow of a doubt. There's always, because, like, what if one day... I always tell him, I was like, what if one day you get up...
Reminder, I don't fully trust you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, honey. Good morning, sunshine. I love you. I don't trust you. No. So it hurts. It's a hurtful thing. But I told him that I'm like, I give this space to myself that if one day you get up, we're human beings. What if one day you get up and for no reason you just don't like me anymore and you try
but then
so
he could
much.
Communicate to you.
Even you communicate, you just like, you know, you're over it. You're over spending your entire life with me. It's possible. Like I'm over my parents. Do you know what I mean? It could happen. So if he says that to me, in back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I will be less broken. You know what I mean? I'm giving my permission to myself to be like, anyway.
But that's okay. To me, it's like if someone communicates that, that's okay.
That's okay, yeah. But like, I won't be, like, you know what I mean? Because it was hard.
You just really want to safeguard yourself.
Yeah, it's harder for me to let my guard down. It's really hard. My guards are super down. Like, but you know, that 1%, I just cannot let that 1% go. Like, you don't know. My therapist, I feel like one day, he's like, I told him, I'm like, you're losing your hair. He's like, it's all your fault.
You're the source of all the stress in my life.
Yeah. So it just, I'm working. You know, you never know. Come back to me on episode 100 and we will bring this back.
That's fair.
You know.
That's fair.
Did you wish someone sat you down and told you when you turned 18 that life is going to be this hard?
As a child, when you were young, grown-ups constantly tell you that life is hard.
Life is hard!
And that it's going to fly by once you're older. But once you're young, all you want to do is grow up. You don't believe it. So, like, yes and no, I don't think that's one of it. But I do have another one where, like, why didn't anyone teach us more about just normal, healthy living things? Especially for us. Once again, back to being children of immigrants. Like, in terms of, like, eating well, like, actually exercise, like, right? Like, focus on things that matter for you. No one taught us those things. Like, the way it was even taught to us in school, you know how they show you like the plate and how much is supposed to be what? It's wrong.
What is
we're not even supposed to have milk. It's bad for us. Right?
Yeah,
like
you're
no
right.
other animal has the milk of another animal.
Yes, you're right.
It's actually just the
permit of the food.
It's the lobbyists that are pushing certain things.
Yes. Did you watch that documentary? I love that documentary. It was talking about the...
Yes, there was a documentary.
Yes, there's a full-on documentary
but like
about
that's
that. Even red meat is not good for you.
But also, I thought there was something about idea that red meat causes cholesterol, but it's actually not red meat. There's other factors that are
No. It's just like the documentary, the summarize of documentary was like, at the end of the day, eating excessive amount of anything is not good for you.
Fair.
So like just eating a lot of like a lot of people just eat meat. Like the diet of it's not a keto diet. There's another. Is it keto diet? That you just eat.
Yeah, and then you need to have like giant amounts of butter because you need to like flush it down.
Yeah, so it's like that's not
so disgusting. Why would anyone do this to themselves?
Our body has not built that way. So that was one thing that I learned.
Yeah, that's a fair one.
Did you ever get burned by being too nice or too loyal? Yes, I would say yes.
Do you even need to ask me that question?
I did not need to ask you that. But you know what? You could expand for our listener. No. Show your shaking hand.
I was.
You want cheers? Let's just leave it. You know what? That's the topic for another episode.
Yeah, that's a whole episode. What do you mean?
All right. Okay. All right. What's a relationship red flag that you ignored? Okay. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with all
What do you mean? This is how I started it. Sometimes there's devils on earth among us.
Yeah.
That's the one I ignored.
I'm done. But
okay, wait. The thing, I think I also learned this probably listening to another podcast. Oh, you know what? I'm pretty sure it would have been Esther Perel. Love that woman. Shout out Esther Perel. This idea that when you first meet someone and you really like them, like you'll always notice the good things about a person and also the bad things. But instinctively, we downplay the bad things about the person and we exaggerate the good things about them. But as time goes on, generally what happens is that those bad things become more frequent, right? Or like they take a bigger part. Whereas the good things either start to feel less or maybe the person just gets comfortable and that goes away. So when you actually first meet someone, if there's certain bad things about them that you don't like, take those more seriously because those are the things that are going to really get at you later on in life, right? So if you're like, oh, this person's like super sweet, but like they're a slob, that's going to drive you nuts one day. Like that's the thing that matters. Or like, you know, if you're like kind of suspicious about someone because they seem like, I don't know, like maybe sometimes they tell a story and it doesn't add up, that's only going to get worse as time goes on. So like, don't ignore the little bad things. If it's a thing that really matters to you. I'm sure it's one of those like, you know, famous inspirational quote type things, but having a clear conscience gives you the most peace. That's a good lesson that everyone should learn. Like, I think there's certain like sentimental things like this that we don't talk about when kids are younger, but it actually matters. I think this is why I sleep so well. My conscience is very clear. I've never hurt anyone. I've told dumb lies, but like when it matters, I've never told a lie. But for dumb stuff, yeah, 100% all the time. What's your favorite color? It's purple. It's not. It's yellow and green.
Your father's orange.
I would never say orange. It's always been yellow. It used to be yellow as a kid, and then it became yellow and green. Definitely never orange. I don't know where that one came from. I wouldn't even use that as a lie.
I swear I thought it was.
But yeah, having a clear conscience.
Oh wow!
Like you really genuinely are happier and better as a human being. That's a lesson everyone should learn if they have not already learned.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a good one. Yes, they should.
Look at me, my words of wisdom.
Wow, word of wisdom. When did you realize you have to advocate for yourself? Oof, I learned that a hard way.
I feel like I'm still learning that one.
Me too.
To be honest,
I'm really especially work places, like they never, especially our culture, they taught us like always respect your boss, always respect your elderly, always respect like people who are higher than you, never talk over them, never like, you know, speak up if they're saying something, always show, because you don't want to lose your job, you don't want to lose this, like, you know, always be hush hush, quiet and just put your head down and work and do your stuff. So you kind of don't promote yourself anymore, and you just like, oh, maybe I'm not even worthy of this. So I learned that in a super hard way, because I'm educated, I have a good background, I basically went to school, I have like, you know, what is the work experience, I have everything.
Make you super successful.
So I started this job, and they're like, and the school I went is a lot of like analytic thinking, is analyzing. That's my study. And then they sent me to school to learn how to do analytic thinking. And I was just like sitting there, and I'm like,
who do you think I am?
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I actually studied this. I wrote papers on, like, why do you think that I'm not capable of freaking doing analytic thinking, that I have to go, you're spending the money on me to go to school, to take this course, to learn how to do, and then I went to the class, and I was like, oh my God, it was bizarre. I didn't advocate for myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I think also, like, there's this narrative that if you work hard, you'll really get somewhere. But I think real life, for me, has taught me that that's not actually how it works. No. Like, one, mom and dad money is the greatest gift if you have it. Unfortunately, neither of us had that. There is a lot of luck in it. Sometimes you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and that gets you something. Who you're nice to, like, brown nosing can get you far, right? Like, if you're smart enough about who to get close to. Whereas if you work hard, that just means you're going to keep working harder. That doesn't mean anyone's going to, like, maybe you'll get lucky and you'll come across a person who sees how hard you're working and recognizes it and decides to reward you. But it's most likely not how you're going to move up in the world.
Not how you...
Like, people that became successful and rich, they screwed someone over in the process, or they had, like, great starter money to begin with, or there was something.
There was definitely see something on that. Yeah,
working harder is not the answer. Yeah, I feel like not even, it's like in school, in parents, in terms of how it's sold in like, you know, like the American dream. Like there's always these ideas of like, work hard and you'll get there. And I'm sure sometimes, but I think it's like, it's very rare.
Sometimes
I think it's the minority of how people become successful. I think there's other factors that play a much bigger role. Like who you know, right? Like your connections, right? Like,
I feel that
if you grew up in a surrounding where like you were around people who are already wealthy, then you just know more wealthy people who already have, right? Like you're already in that circle. So your network is already stronger. Like if you think about like, for example, Hollywood, like every other actor and actress is like somehow connected to an existing
That's true. What is it they call them? Nepo babies?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah. Because their mom and dad, and then it's funny, I was looking into it, I'm like, people that you don't even think their parents are famous, their parents are famous.
Yeah.
I think I learned a hard way about like mental health.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because I thought, what is it called? Western thing? It doesn't exist. Yeah. No one has, because you could just get up and shake it up and move on. Yeah. And that was really hard lesson for me to learn that. I'm like, oh no, it's actually a thing. You do have issues.
They do eventually catch up to you.
It would eventually catch up. So like, what is something you didn't know was anxiety until later?
Oh man.
I could say, like, for me,
yeah, you go first.
Shaking my legs all the time.
Yeah, the nervous tick.
The nervous tick, that's anxiousness. Or like, just example for me, going and when I say something or lying, that's actually a sign of anxiety. That's basically you're anxious. Yeah. You're just uncomfortable by silence. Yeah. You don't know what to do with yourself, or you don't know what to say, or you feel uncomfortable. That's a sign of anxiety.
I have 2 examples.
Yes, tell me.
But I used to have this habit. This was when I was still married, when it was a rough year, like that last year. I used to play with like the back of my hair all the time, like here, like I just like pull on it all the time.
I remember.
And then I watched this movie with Anna, whatever, as the actress.
Okay, yeah.
I forget the name of it. But that turns out, because she does it so much that her hair starts falling out. And I've had that actually happen. But I hadn't realized that it was a thing until I watched that movie. And I was like, oh my God, like...
Oh my God.
I am her.
You are her.
This is messed up. That was a really weird one.
Oh.
And I remember actually bringing it up with my ex at that time, and he was like, I don't think it's bad. I think you just have a bad habit of doing it. Anyways, way to not take me serious. And my other one was last year, I guess, after I separated. You know how if you have a Kobo or like a Kindle, it'll give you like the year's wrap up, like same way as Spotify does. Like, oh, this past year you did this. It was something ridiculous. Like I had read 70 something books in a year because of all the nights that I couldn't fall asleep that I would just read. Tell me how many books I read this year? Probably 2.
70 books?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you started the book club, because you were suffering. Like, you guys have to suffer.
It was actually fun. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'd be like, oh, I can't fall asleep, so I'm just gonna read until I do. And I didn't realize. I mean, and like reading is a good thing. So that's a weird one to me, where it's like technically I was doing something good. Like it was peaceful. It was calming me down. Like it was all positive. But like there's a limit to everything, so to see a number like that made me realize like how many nights have I not slept because I've been stressed out.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Didn't realize that was an anxiety thing until
you didn't
afterwards.
know. Oh my God, that's actually that's a big thing for me.
That was a weird one.
Well, my skin issue. That's my entire my
your life problem.
My bowel movement.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have
the lack of bowel movement.
The lack of bowel, yeah. I have this I scratch a lot, so like I have psoriasis, so that's actually anxiety triggered. And then I just
It's funny because you used to try to say that it's not.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like, Lily, tell me about this week. And then you would tell me the things that have happened this week, and I'm like, do we still want to discuss that this is not anxiety related?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, that's true.
What happened yesterday? Just tell me.
I will open up and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, no wonder.
No wonder.
You're scratching like stuff.
And I have a question. How did your idea of success or being enough?
I think when I was a kid, I had a lot of stereotypical ideas about success. which is like what's kind of taught to you through parents.
You told me about
school.
like friends too. You had a specific idea of a friendship too.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I guess in terms of like success in life, it's like I thought, well, I really wanted to go to law school when I was younger. I thought that's
you
something I
never
wanted to
knew
do.
that.
Yeah, I still love to argue, so that trait I kept.
That's amazing.
But you know, I thought I'm gonna have this like fantastic like career woman, and I'm gonna have this family, and I'm gonna have this like house and this number of kids by like this age, which was probably something stupid like 25. And then real life hits, and you're like, you don't know what you're doing yet at 25.
No. Do you think is that because of your planning? Because you're a planner.
I am definitely a planner, but I think that's also like this typical image that's sold to you. So I think that was my ideas of success. And like, as much as I hate to admit it, but like ending a marriage, like that back of my mind, I was like, this is a failure. And it was like, it was really hard. I think I stuck around a lot longer because I had that in the back of my mind and I couldn't move past it. Even though I knew it was done. But you're like, I can make anything work. I can change anything. You could change. I'm such a planner.
Yeah,
I can do this.
You could change this person. I guess
that's
like
I can fix it. Like
yeah,
I have this like
fix it.
ridiculous sense of like what I can and can't achieve. And I think there's just certain things that like you really can't do on your own.
Oh yeah, that's a hard way you learn. That's another one that hard lesson you learn, that you could ask for help. You don't need to do everything. Yeah, you don't need to do everything alone.
Far from being a superwoman.
You are, but yes.
Far from it. I mean, everyone is far from it. You know, we're all stronger in a community. That's a good lesson. What about yours? What you thought success was?
I was telling, this is actually a really good conversation. I had it with my therapy because he asked me this question too. And I was like, the success for me was light end of the tunnel. If I get to that end of the tunnel, I'm like, I made it. Like,
your end of the tunnel is how you talk about dying. What do you mean? I don't think that's what you mean.
No, like you go through the tunnel,
like the hard times?
The hard times, okay. And then you always see the light at the end. So when you get there, you're like, oh, I made it. You know, the struggle, like
but how do you know when you're there?
My credit debt, like all that, like, you know, you made it through.
Yeah.
And then when I actually made it through of all my hardship and I married an amazing partner and everything. And that moment, my life actually fell apart. It was just like the most hardest way for me, because I was like, but I have everything. I have
But because you're so at peace that your body finally stops and
that's another sign of anxiety, because I was like, I married a good guy. I have a house. I have a good job. I'm like healthy. I have everything. But why I'm not happy? Because that was built in your head that success is like you have it's a check mark list. And
if you checked off enough,
you checked off enough, and then like that moment I actually fell apart more. I was like, yo, this is insane. Oh, you're doing the rainbow here.
Well, I just got a few pieces, so
you could, I think, finish.
No, I remember having this conversation previously as well. And it's like once you finally achieve some level of peace, you can finally calm down and actually think about everything you've been through, which is when you start to actually, it really hits you.
It does hit you.
It's like how they tell you, like, there's a lot of things we joke around about that are like first world problems. Like, we make this joke a lot, but that's basically what it is. It's like, if your life is comfortable enough, like you have a roof over your head, you have food, right? Like your basic needs are met. You actually have the time and the capacity to think about other problems. Like this concept of depression, anxiety and stuff wouldn't exist if you were in a war zone, because you're literally trying to survive. Or like if you're dying from hunger, just trying to put food on the table every single day, you don't have time to think about these other things.
No, but for me, that's another thing, that because if you those are actually a problem, because like if you talk about it to your immigrant parents, or you know what, any parents, they're like, I think I have this issue, or like my biggest sign of anxiety, it was like writing an exam, and I actually collapsed twice by writing an exam.
Oh my gosh.
Like at university, I actually had to call ambulance to come because I was so anxious to write the damn exam. And then, or I would definitely throw up before exam, and it was just like insane amount. And my parents would be like, oh my God, you again going through this. It's just like
not taking it serious.
Not taking it serious. And I in my 20s, I went to a therapy, and then my mom found out, and she actually shamed me for it. She was like, oh my God, why are you talking about to therapy? Why are you opening your issues to a stranger? Why are you airing our dirty laundry to a stranger? But if like you had, because that aspect of it doesn't exist in our culture. Like if you're depressed, they will be like, do you know what I went through? I used to go to school like this or especially our parent generations, like I grew up in a war zone. I did this, or like I had to go find food. I'm like, okay, that's you have an issue too. That doesn't mean I don't have an issue. Like you basically didn't dealt with your issues and you pass it to me. It's like basically the trauma passed to me. So it's just like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole
it's because it's all also relative, right? Like what you experience and what you would feel good or bad about is relative to what's around you and what you witness. So in their day, sure, yes, they had a lot of difficulties, obviously, but they also were less they had less access and they had less visibility onto all the other good things that are around in life, whereas we're constantly bombarded with how easy and good life can be and how we're not enough and don't have enough. So then you're constantly feeling worse about smaller things because there's people not experiencing those small pains that you are, and it's in your face all the time. Whereas I'm sure if we disconnected and went to some village and didn't see any aspect of this, because we're back to social media, our favorite topic. But I mean, not even just that, but just like even going out, right? The way major cities very often are like super bougie fancy neighborhoods next to like a slum or like an equivalent of a slum, right? So it's like you're constantly bombarded with what you could have that you don't have. So it actually makes you like, right, this negativity is fueled more.
I think I just want to clarify that. So you're telling that this world where we like, if you live in a first world country, like the stuff that you have, because you have so much, you're having issues
because you see how much everyone else has. Like you're constantly seeing the extent of what you could have. So even if you have like a decent job, a decent house, you constantly see these like whatever influencers, millionaire this, like, oh, this person that sold this whatever crypto and got this money. Like it's in your face all the time. So you're like, your life then suddenly is not enough.
Okay, I see it. But you sound like our parents.
No, I'm saying the point that our parents are missing is that they didn't experience this the way we are experiencing it. Because they didn't, like, news wasn't spreading the same way that ours is spreading. They didn't have social media. They didn't have this stuff.
Because, like, if you listen to their story, they're like, we went to school and this person was wearing jeans and I couldn't afford jeans. I had to wear my brother's jeans. Or like,
sure, yes,
like
to small extent.
Or like we have a way they worse. Used to go to vacation. I think I'm gonna argue with this because I want to say that
how dare I am ending this friendship right now.
I'm like, every generation had its own, but it just this stigma of because you have everything, you're not allowed to feel sad. You're not allowed to be because that's another thing. Like sometimes. Another thing I learned in a hard way. My issues has nothing to do with society or my environment around me. It's actually the chemical in my brain. Something doesn't matter, whatever. It's like some people, like, you know, people born with 5 fingers or like, you know, they're born deaf. It just, they're born that way. So, but like they're born with anxiety or they're born with depression. That is not like, oh, you know, especially people who struggle with depression is like, oh, just get up and do it. That's another thing that movies.
So it's nature and nurture is what you're arguing.
Exactly. Because like people, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm like, depression is not about like, oh, how movies and society describes it. It's like people who are actually struggling with depression are they're trying to not feel that feeling. They're doing everything they got to not feel that way. Do you know what I mean? So I think
a lesson that you probably learned later in life is that depression is very real.
Depression is really real. Really, really real. It's like this is not how you feel every day. Do you know what I mean? And you discuss it and you're like, oh, so I don't feel that way. I have to try to feel that way. I have to take medication to actually feel that way.
Yeah.
If they took it, any generation, any era, they took that serious, society would be more happier. That's why, like, most happiest people, they do a suicide. That has nothing to do with them to have enough money or enough happiness, or because they try to have like what is enough. Like, you know, I'm gonna bring, what is that, Williams
that Insta couple.
Not the Insta Cup, the guy, the most funny guy who always funny, who...
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Like, he always laughing, he's always funny, he had the money, he has...
But I mean, that's the outside portrayal.
That's what I mean. That's
Yeah.
everyone, but then his struggle is different. Everyone, but he's like, if anyone looked at it, they could be like, he had everything. He had the fame, he had the money, he could have bought island, he could have he could enjoy it.
There was also that chef guy, something Bourdain.
Yes, because like sometimes you're like that generation, they inserted in their brain so much that I have enough, why I'm still not happy, I should take my life. That is just like, but no, that's not the end of it. You could just keep moving. You just be accepting as a disease, like a wound. Like when I cut my hand, you see it and I get stitches, and that mark will always be there. Just to accept that, it's actually much better to just always ignore it and show it to people that like, oh, I don't have it. Oh, this is a myth. Because then you start believing it. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I'm famous, I have money, I could do everything. Why I'm not happy?
Yeah.
Because you're sick. You're mentally ill. So I think that's how I see it. I feel like that's how our most millennial got raised that way too. To be like, oh, yes, as you just mentioned, like you have enough, but if you go to a village and leave without like, you're gonna be happy. No, I don't think so. I'm like, if you have that issue, honestly, if you live the most happiest place on earth, you still will have issue. Like if you have cancer, it doesn't matter. You could have cancer in mansion, or you could have a cancer on a village. Cancer is a cancer. You know what I mean? So if you treat mental illness as a disease, a society will be a better place.
Okay,
a hard life.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm gonna like offer an alternative.
Yeah,
as opposed to like,
please.
It's not that you're born with it, but I think, and you sort of touched on it, this idea that you can like get past and move on from pains you've been through in life, like losses you've been through in life, things you've struggled through. But I think in reality, it's not like you can ever forget it. So it's not like that you ever get over it. You just learn how to deal with it, is what happens. So it's not that you were born with anything. It's just that you go through life and certain experiences happen, often as young kids. And then the rest of your life you spend dealing with it.
Yes.
And you get better at dealing with it in many ways. But I think it's a bit of that. Because I think there's this misconception that you can like, oh, time heals everything. Time doesn't heal everything. No. Like you need to work through things. That's actually, I guess, another lesson we can say.
Yeah, time doesn't heal anything.
You
just
that's
learn
a really
how to accept it.
Yeah. I don't know why they teach us that.
Yeah. Or like always forgive and move on. No, you could accept and move on. Do not forgive. Like you don't need to forgive everyone.
I don't know about that.
Yo, like there's stuff that people get hurt or like.
But forgiveness doesn't mean like, oh, that person is now good. Like it's just a way for you to not keep that anger in your heart.
Oh, okay.
So like forgive it on your side. Doesn't mean that action was okay. It doesn't mean justify it. It just means like let it go in your heart, because for you to not forgive, like you keep that in you, and that's what actually hurts you. It hurts you more than it hurts the other person.
Yeah, true. I see it.
Forgive because it's better for you.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation. Let us know. Maybe this was heavy. Maybe this wasn't heavy. But let us know. What was the lesson you learned in a hard way? And please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment.
We got one additional section.
Yes!
What was your win of the week, Lily?
Ooh, my win of the week. To not forget to wear my retainer, man.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, not a retainer. It's a night guard.
Night guard.
Yes.
Oh, because you're grinding your teeth?
Yes, I'm grinding my teeth.
Is that also a sign of anxiety?
Yes, it is. So that was my win of the week. This week, I did not forget to wear it at all. I mean, I wore it.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. What was yours?
Oh, yeah. Okay, as you know, I always wake up super early.
Yeah.
Now it's just mostly my natural clock, but I really wanted to sleep in, and this week I actually slept in.
Oh, you gave yourself a permission.
Yeah, and I actually managed to.
Good job. That's actually a win. I like
win.
that. Cheers, man. That was a good win because you're not. All right. Don't forget to always tune in on Wednesdays. We're always going to be here for you. Love you. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Oh, no. That was a lot of cheering.